Hey, hi there, French vinyl addict coming up on another video. Today one will be obscure. I will talk about rare and obscure vinyl stuffs. So we'll just not focus on the mainstream band, not talking about top seller records, bands who were that close to meet with commercial success, but eventually didn't. Ready? Let's go. So, before entering to the nitty-gritty, I don't have any original copies of the following album I'm going to present to you because we are talking about hidden gems from the history of rock and roll, whose original copies, LPs, are ranging from expensive to very expensive to super duper rare up until holy grail, impossible to find. So, first one, that one. I think this is probably the most sought after record. I think every time an original copy with the original blue Decca label pops up on eBay, it will cost an arm and leg. So this one I got is a reissue, obviously, released by Karma in 2002 or 3, and it's a really good album. The band, Leafhound, they lasted a year. Founding member Peter French and Mick Halls, they took the read and writing songs, and the result is this proto metal album with some stoner rock hints, Psych Rock. They were then touring in Germany to support the record. The problem was there were no records. It wasn't being released or pressed yet. So when it was finally available in stores, the band had already broken up. Peter French joined Atomic Rooster. So Leafhound grows a mushroom. The next one is another record label didn't provide the band enough support, so they finally disbanded. Story, T2. 1970, T2, the band has a lot in common with Cream. Power trio, were very famous for their incredible bluesy guitar solos, breathtaking improvisation during live performances, and the band's leader was a gifted guitar player, Keith Cross. They only made one album, that one. It will all work out fine in Boomland. I've got actually two versions, two reissues. One is released on the Karma label, the other one is Italian. From the sound quality standpoint, I would go with the Karma. I just took the Italian because it has more bonus tracks on it. So T2, it will all work out fine in Boomland. The next one is a good surprise, as it is not an American nor an English band. Todd was a Swiss hard rock band. Yeah, they were from Switzerland. Born and raised in the city of Basel, very nice place, close to the border with Germany and France. I used to work 9 years in that city. Toad, a really good hard rock, heavy blue album, released in 1971, just like Growers of Mushroom, and sounds, in my opinion, a bit like Growers of Mushroom too. Very good surprise. It was produced by Martin Birch, who worked with Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden. So this one I got is not an original. I think it's a German press. Yeah, German press. Reissue, early 70s German press. Yeah, with GEMA, which means it's a German press. On to the next. Next is another obscure band from the late 60s Czar or Tsar. This is a keyboard-orientated rock band. These guys were touring with the Kings, the Moody Blues, Pink Floyd, so it has some late 60s prog rock influence. They only made one album, originally released on the Fonteno. This one I got is a reissue by the label Italian. Only made one album and finally disbanded. The next one, I don't have the album of the next one, but I would think it would fully deserve to be part of today's selection. I will just put a picture on the screen. It is Dark Run of the Ages. It's probably one of the most sought after private pressing ever. 1972. Just the story behind is crazy. Young people, amateur musician, 1972 in England. They managed to record an album. They ordered 64 copies, trying to get a record deal, sending out to record company, but nothing happened. 1972, the band finally disbanded, drifted apart, and the unthinkable happened 21 years later. The band's leader, Steve Giles, he receives a call from an American producer because he wants to produce the album, to release, to repress for American market. It's incredible, it's a great story. And so did the Italian label Karma, as they pressed it on a white marble vinyl, sold in I think 1,000 copies, limited edition. It's a really great story, and the album has been ranked 13 of most collectible, sought after record, I think, something like that. So Dark Run of the Ages. Finally, Beggar's Opera, War That Will Change. Scottish band, early 70s. Interesting because at that time they had both a mellotron player, as Virginia Scott has joined the band right before the recording session, and they had a keyboard player too. So it gives a very early 70s prog rock influence aesthetics, which evokes me sometimes Emerson, Lake and Palmer. So the album opens with Water of Change. This is the band, Water of Change, which had kind of success in Germany, where the band were actively touring. But due to a lot of change in the lineup, they didn't actually met with success in the UK. So finally disbanded. And this one I got, I think, is a German press. It is released on the Vertigo label, but this is a German press. The reissue released on a Karma label, I think, is a little bit more common to find. So yeah, Beggar's Opera, Water of Change. So this is it for today's selection. Hope you like it. Maybe do you know one of this group, one of the album I was presenting? Just let me know in the comment section, and don't forget to stay tuned for the next chapter. Thank you, bye bye.